Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to our channel, Kenny's Global Links. So for today we will be showing one of our section. Remember, in Kenny's Global Link is about we having our creative skills, we've got health and nutrition, and we've got the IT. Okay, so one of the section, which is the sewing creative skill, we'll be doing sewing today. Right, enough of the introduction. What we're gonna do today, it's what we call the tote bag. I don't know if it's TOTE bag, but we'll be making this one out of fabric pieces. So why I want to share this today is when you've got your leftover your pieces scrap from your fabric, don't discard them. You can see I normally wrap them in bags and I put them according to sizes. So the smaller ones, those ones I can use them for ages. I don't waste any one of them. Okay, we're saving the environment as well. So I put them in sizes, and this is like a medium size ones in here, and these are like a largest and bigger one. So out of them I've cut this size which you're seeing in here. What I've cut here now, it's 4x3. Okay, once again this is 4x3 inches. So I'm just going to show you. So measure in there 4 straight on, and then there by 3. So cut it as many as you can. So I'm doing this bag, but not just only one, so I've cut quite a few as well. These are a few more which I've cut, and I'll be showing you how we sew this bag today. It's so simple and easy. Okay, so now I've got this one, and all I have here now, I've got this 1 2 4 in here, and I've got this 3 in here. So I'm just going to put them across, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how it. Okay, so there it is here now. You can see I've arranged them the way they're going to go. So I've got this on the vertical, so you got 4 standing straight vertically, and then you've got 3 horizontal, and another 4 vertically. Okay, so that's it. So all together I've got in left both the width and the height, we've got 12x12 inches. Okay, that's when you measure from the topmost, just like that, you've got 1 minute. There you go, look at that. Okay, so it's about 12. Yeah, thank you. So it's roughly about 12, and also on this side. So that gives you an idea of what you want to cut when you want to cut the interfacing. But I'm going to make my interfacing 15 just to be on the safe side. And also I will be adding some design, so you have to add this as well. If you're adding this design, remember to add it. So I've got this to add here, and this will be 3 inches. Okay, and the bottom I'm going to add another 3 inches for the black, which will also go straight on the bottom, just like that. I will show you when I begin to sew them, but for now I'm just going to start by joining them once. So begin first by using your pin or your clip to put them how you want to sew it. Okay, so this is how you put it, because we're going to sew like this, so you can put your clip just to make sure that they align really well. So you put your clip just like that. Okay, and then when you sew like that, this other one you will be sewing it. So you can see I've used the clip to hold them 4. Okay, so you just sew like that, and sew like that one as well. Then for this ones that on the horizontal side, you just hold it a bit similar, but you can see the difference in here on this ones. And then remember, it's always on the right sides together. Okay, right sides together. This is a bit of a nice fabric, so you have to look properly and use the right sides, and then you sew there and sew there. After sewing, same on this one, then we'll begin to put them. So I'm going to show you how we cut interfacing as well. So we begin to sew. Right, okay, so now we're going to cut out the interface, which we will be using for this piece. Right, remember we've got 12x12 all together, because we had each piece 4x3. So now all together it's 12x12 we've measured. But for the interface, because I've got a little border on the top and I've got another border for the bottom, so what I need to do is to add up those to the 12. So that gives us, I've got 3 on the bottom and I've got 2, so that's 3 plus 2 plus 12. That gives us what?
17.
Thank you. Good. So we're going to measure 17 on this side. Okay, so get your 17 measured there. right? So that's our 17, and then give a little space for your seam allowance. Let's go all the way to about 18.5. I actually added a little bit already, just to be on the safe side. You rather have it extra, so I've given +2 for seam allowance. Now on this other side, because we have it as 12, I'm just going to leave it at there, just say 14 plus seam allowance. It's always best to be on the safe side. If you feel you're wasting your distance, just leave it at 13 for seam allowance. So now we're going to measure from there. So I'm using 13 on the side, which is that one, 13. So go all the way up, 13. We got something underneath there. So let's see there. There we go, 13 here. Right, so we're gonna cut across now and get the coating. Let's see here. That's it. So using your ruler, you just have to measure them in there and then you cut. Right, so remember earlier on I did mention 19 inches, but we don't need it because since we've already added the allowance in what we've cut, so I just had to take it off again. So I'm using 17, the exact one. If you want to add anything extra, a 0.5 will do. Okay, so I've just used 17.5 on the height, just simply because I've actually not decided how much I want to add on the top, at the bottom, and the bottom. So here I have exactly what I needed, 12.5. I just added 0.5, and then from here I have 17.5. So I'm just going to cut this out now, and then we'll begin. Okay, so now we can begin to sew them like we've put the mini pegs. Just sew like 1/4 of an inch. Okay, about 1/4 of an inch. So we're just going to start now. And there we go. This off like this so that you don't lose your track. Remember to do then. So the good thing with this, it helps you to carry on to the next one. Okay, so just go to the next one just like that before you do the ironing. So just sew everything up before you do the ironing. Okay, so you can see it makes life easier for you. There we go. That one. We go to the next one as well, which is the last one on this aisle before we go. Okay, right, so you can see I've all sewn them there together, but the one which is going that way and the ones which are going that way, and then one. So all I'm going to do now is to iron them out, then I'll start placing them on the interfacing. Okay, so I'm using your iron, just try and open them there and do your ironing for each and every one of them. Okay, just open them up, or if you decide to go anyway, in some cases you might want to, if it's going that way, then the other one, when you're sewing it, make sure it's going that way, whichever way, or just iron it to go a bit flatter, and that will do. Okay, so that's it there. You can see that. So just make it as flat as you can. That's the most important thing. Front and the back. Okay, that one is that way, so this one go that way, so you don't have them all mixing up. Same thing on the last one as well. So whichever way you're going, try and make sure that they don't all go on the same, so that they could lie you down flat when you begin to sew. I've done this so that I could take this white bit off as well. So now I'm going to begin sewing now. Okay, so now what you can see here, it's a line which I've put it here. So remember, this is about 2 inches, and this 2 inch is for the bottom base, which I'll be using a black design on it. So I'm just gonna start 2 inches above to start placing them once I've ironed them all out now. So now I'm just gonna start putting them here. Remember, I just left those extras on purpose, so it doesn't really matter, okay? If you want to save your seam, just cut exactly the size. So I'm just gonna put the iron on this one, and we can carry on with the rest of them, okay? So check your interfacing and make sure you're using the right place as well. So there we go. Let's put the iron on it. There we go. So that's perfect now. You have to be really careful. Okay, so the next thing you need to do now is to sew. So I'm gonna sew here like that, and then I'll flip it open. Okay. Okay, so remember what I'm doing here, you put the front sides together. Okay, I've got the next line, and then it's both the right sides together on what you've sewn. Okay, so we're just gonna start like that. Don't forget stitching. So you're sewing about a quarter. Okay, there we go. Just as simple as that. So next thing you want to do is to open it up. Just cut it that way. So there is it here, and then open up like that, and then you can put your iron on it just like that. Okay, so there we go, and then you get the last one, put it across, and then you sew just like what we've done on this one as well. So ensure your iron is hot so that they can slip well. Okay, there we go, just like that. So the next one, right sides together like that, and then there we go. So now I've ironed the third line out. The next thing I'm going to do is to sew this one, remember, right sides together, and then iron it out as well. While on that end, I'm going to sew it right sides together and then iron it out, and that's one side of the bag all done. Okay, so come on, let's get going. Right, so I've just done one side of it, which is what you're seeing in here. Okay, and then remember the measurement which I've used there on both sides. So I'm going to cut exactly the same thing for another pattern, and I've also fixed what I'll be sewing. So there they are, and I've used the peg for it. So I've got, remember, 4 on the side, and then I've got 3. Okay, but they're all same measurement, 4 by 3, but you've got this one vertically, 4 of them, you've got this horizontally, that's why they're 3, and then I've got the other one which is also by 4, just like that one. So I've pegged them down. All I'm going to do now is just sew them like that, and then afterwards I'm going to use the interfacing like I've used on this one and just sew them. Remember, if you've got any mistake, don't worry about them, don't panic. Just get a little bit, cut it off, and just attach it to the side, but get something within the pattern so that you don't have off colors completely off. So just get anyone within the pattern, and you can just attach it like what I've done on this one, but so that your measurement will still remain the same. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for the other one and then catch you on the other end. Okay, so now for my lining, I've used this fabric. You can choose any fabric of your choice, and all I've done so far, apologies, I've done that outside the video. So cut same measurement of this one. Right, I've done the second side as well. Now got the lining, which is this material, and I've added a little bit extra because I don't want this one to be at the edge. Okay, just about 1 inch or 1.5 inch, and then cut it on this side. So sew it like that. Now I'm doing the edges, which is there. Try and flip it that way, hold it with the pin just on triangular side. So I'm going to sew like that, and this is the square bit. Just open it up, okay, and then you put it flat like that and sew it like this for your lining. Okay, right, so here is the pocket which will be going in the lining. Okay, so you can have it, I've got 6 by 5, you get 6.5 by 5.5, so you can have it by maybe 8 by 6 or 7 by 5 or just whatever, depending on the size of your bag. My bag is not a very big one. So that's it on both sides. I've actually done it on 1.5 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it off and then turn it to the inside, and now we can do the same thing on this one. Sew that side and then remember to sew that across, and then open it up just like I did on the triangular shape and sew it across. Okay, right, so we're sewing the same thing for this other one. Okay, so afterwards I'll do the same on this side and then go all the way to the bottom and then do the triangular bit. So just carry it like that.